Holy catfish! It's the aquaponics lady. G'day. Alrighty, guess what? We're about to do an experiment. I love doing experiments. But this one is all about water quality, and specifically our pH. Look, I watch a lot of the groups. I'm in a lot of the groups. And I hear people, especially at different aquarium groups, saying, I never test the water quality. It's fine. You should be able to see how everything's at by how your fish are reacting. Well, yeah, this is true to a point. Now, within the nitrification process, so when you've got bacteria present and the bacteria convert the ammonia, which is from the fish waste, into nitrite and into nitrate, right? And it's the nitrate that the plants use as their fertilizer. They filter the water, nice clean water back for the fish. This is the concept of the ecosystem, which is awesome. I love this. But here's the thing, that nitrification process causes our pH to drop. So you've got whatever your source water pH is at, and I do suggest you check what your source water pH is. With the nitrification process, it will naturally drop. But it's just going to keep dropping. Okay? Our freshwater test kit shows us down to 6 as the pH. It doesn't show us any lower. So let's go and have a look at the experiment to show the difference between our pH drop test kit and a pH meter, which has been fully calibrated. Check the videos, check the playlist, because I show you how to calibrate and I show you how to monitor and manage your pH. But this is a really important video because a lot of people don't realize that just because it says 6, it might not actually be 6. So come on, let's have a look. Now we're going to be inside and having a look at where I do actually most of my water quality. Hey. Rightio, so we've got our freshwater test kit that we normally use, and we've got the pH, which is just the normal range, not the high range. We've got our test water. We've got some vinegar, just some white vinegar that I'm using to drop the pH. It's not ideal that you'll use that in your aquaponic system, but I'm just wanting to demonstrate what happens with the difference between a pH meter and our pH test kits. So let's just test it with the meter. And it says, hopefully you can read that, 6.9. Which is awesome. Now, we're always wanting to make sure we rinse out our test tube with whatever our water sample is. So that's going into the sink beside me, and now I do find using syringes a lot easier to make sure that we get the mark right. Years of practice gets me doing that fairly easily. Good shake. Okay, 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Which I realise you probably didn't see because my hand is on the wrong side of the camera. Alright, so this is where we compare on the left, and it's saying, you know, it's a different light on the camera, but it's actually showing 7.2, whereas on the camera I can see it's saying 7.6, but that's okay, because the accuracy here is not what I'm wanting to show you on this front. Alright, so this is some vinegar from the vinegar, but I've taken it out of the container, and we'll add 1 ml, and we'll give that a good mix up. Alright, and we're going to use our meter again. Now remember, it was 6.9, and 1 ml has dropped that down to 4.4. 4.4, which within aquaponics, that will kill off all of your bacteria. Bacteria ideally need to be between 6 and 9. Lower than 6 will start to kill it off. So 1 ml is dropping down to 4.3. But that's not what I'm wanting to show you. What I'm wanting to show you is the difference here. So we'll take another new water sample, the new test tube, cap. Oops, sorry, my clock's going off. Okay, taking out water sample. pH. Losing track of where everything is. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So we've just seen that the pH on my meter said, what did it say? I've already forgotten. It says 4.4, 4.3, right? All right. If you've been doing water testing, you'll see that all we're seeing here is 6, because that's our pH. It's not showing us how badly that pH has dropped. So it dropped from, according to the test kit that we could see on the camera colouring, 7.6 to 6. But it doesn't take you any lower than 6. So if you're not testing and you don't have an actual pH meter, you're not going to know, have you started having bacteria die off. Bacteria die off, a bit of controversy as to what point, but they do agree that under 6 is not a good idea, and 5, anything lower than 5, 5.5 I think it is believed, different research, that will cause bacteria to die off. But here's the thing, our master test water kit, all of them actually, only take us to the pH of 6. Now, we could be having that lower than 6 and causing major problems for in our aquariums or our aquaponics system. We wouldn't know. We wouldn't know that the bacteria started to die off because we're testing and going, oh yeah, it's about 6, it's about 6. But in reality, because the nitrification process continuously happens and it reduces the pH as it goes, we could actually be having 4.4 or 5 or 5.5 and having bacteria starting to die off, but not know. So that's going to be causing a problem. We really need to understand and know if we're seeing that our pH is at 6, we have to believe that it could be a lot lower than that, and we need to get it up to at least the 6.2, 6.4 points so we can actually be testing it and monitoring it accurately to make sure we still have bacteria within our system. No bacteria in the system, or if it's starting to die off, you're going to have constant water quality issues. It's just a little experiment to show you that, small amount of vinegar, and it's only a small glass, and I get that, but it's just the biggest point I'm wanting to show you is that people say, oh yeah, it's at 6 and I've never tested my water quality. Well, this is a problem because this is going to continue to drop with the nitrification process. It's always going to be the case. So we need to keep an eye on it, we need to check it, and we need to ideally keep it above 6 so we know what's happening. Wow, wasn't that cool, showing you how the pH dropped so suddenly? And look, it was a glass of water and I put a lot of vinegar in, but I really wanted to show you that our API test kit, and none of the test kits for aquariums or aquaponics or aquaculture, none of them show when the pH goes lower than 6. So it's really important to understand that if that happens, if you get 6, then you need to get your pH higher. And a lot of people say, oh, if you've got ammonia, make sure you've got low pH. Okay, and this is a common thing that I see within the groups. This is a problem. If it gets too low, doesn't matter what your ammonia level is, your pH is going to start killing off your bacteria, which is going to increase your ammonia. Having one of these pH testers, I forgot what it was called then, it's pH testers, is a really good idea. And yes, you do need to calibrate it. You don't need to do it every week though, and it's very easy to calibrate, but this is what will make sure that your bacteria is actually healthy. Without healthy bacteria, you're going to end up with ammonia, and it doesn't matter how low it's one of those things that's just not going to fix itself. Okay, so there's a couple of points out of here. Do check your pH. It will naturally drop, even if you go, oh, but my source water was 8.2, and which we can't help when it's like that, but it's not going to be good for your aquaponics system. But it will drop over time, and it will continue to drop and continue to drop, and then it'll go below what our API test kits tell us, and that can then start causing your bacteria to die off or to cause problems. Your plants won't like it, and your fish sure as hell won't like it. I can't go into what the pH for fish is because every fish species is a bit different with their pH. But lower than 6 is not a good thing. Most of them don't like lower than 6 anyway. But yeah, that's the thing. This is an ideal pH tester. I can't think of the word, oh my god, pH tester. But just because your pH, if you're in one of the kits, it says it's 6, be prepared that it might actually be lower than that. You've just seen, we're not going to notice unless we have some other way of checking. Okay? Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions or comments, make sure you do leave them below. And hit that subscribe button so you can find out when I've got more videos being posted. And don't forget to follow me on other social media because I do different lives on different social media on different days. So, again, thank you for watching. I really value and appreciate your time and I hope you enjoyed it.